Hey guys, Ragnarok54 here, and welcome back to another Runescape video. So today is just going to be another video where I talk about random things and update you guys on what I am doing and what my plans are for the future. So it has only been one day since my last video, so the only thing I've really done is gotten a few levels. I just got 2100 total level, so that was pretty amazing. I got 71 construction. I used to have 69. And then I figured out that I was only a few mahogany tables off of 70, and then I finished off 71 just now. I did that because I had 500 protean planks that I got from a clover necklace earlier, and they're not tradable, so I decided I might as well use them. So I did that and got 71 construction. So that is another 2 levels out of the way. Last night I did 75 and 76 mining because I capped at my clan's citadel, and that is just some pretty great XP. So that citadel XP is pretty amazing. That completes my 75 mining requirement that I need for the Elf City quest, Plague's End, as well as a few levels closer to the 77 mining I think it is that I need for Ritual the Madrat. So the construction, I also did that because it's also a requirement for Plague's End. And one thing I was pretty happy about is now that I have 75 mining, whenever I rub my crystal amulet, I think that's what it's called, crystal amulet, yeah, it gives me a prismatic crystal, which gives me bonus XP in the skills that I don't have 75 in, that I need 75 in for Plague's End. So I now get more XP for the other skills because I no longer need that bonus XP in mining. So that is pretty awesome. I can get more bonus in construction. I always forget these skills. Crafting, dungeoneering, and what is it? Agility, yeah, that's what it is. I do not know why I have such a hard time remembering what those skills are, but I don't really need it in agility because I already have pretty much 500k bonus XP in agility, so I'm not really hurting in that sense. Oh, I thought this guy was asking me. I do not have 96 smithing, unfortunately, but hopefully I will be getting some smithing levels soon because I joined a new clan, and it's actually not a new clan, it's my old clan that I used to be in. So if you guys remember a long time ago when I made videos, I used to be in the clan called Judgment. It actually merged with quite a few other clans and stuff, and I wasn't really too into the clan or anything. I didn't have too many friends in the clan. They mostly quit for other clans. But that's when I switched to the French clan that I was in. But these people have a tier 7 citadel, 3 avatars. They do warbands pretty regularly. They have like a big warbands FC. I think they actually have more than one. So that was actually really enticing for me to join the clan, and that's the main reason why I joined the clan, because I don't want to have to spend money on crafting, and I've never actually used a loom at the citadel. So I hear that is pretty amazing. I cannot wait to cap. Unfortunately, I do have to wait a week to do that, but I capped at my old clan citadel last night, so at least I can still cap once a week, but I can't do it with crafting. So that'll probably get the crafting out of the way for the 75 that I need, and obviously higher because I'm going to keep doing that because I no longer need mining. And warbands, I did mention they do warbands. That is amazing because now I can use that on getting 90, I can't remember what level I need for overloads. I think it's 90, I think it's 96 for actually making them. But if you use the, oh, it's 96, yeah. But if you use the one potion, you only need 94. So that is going to be pretty amazing. He said something about 300k XP a day. So if I'm getting, let me just do this math really quick. So if I want to get 94 herblore, that is insane. In order to make overloads, that'll take me 14 days of doing warbands. That is only 2 weeks. That is amazing. I'm super excited to do that, and it'll be completely free. Won't have to spend any money on it or anything. I'm just going to be getting it for free, and if I get a Wand of Treachery, maybe I'll even get it for more than free. Actually profit while doing it. So that is amazing. Once I get that, I'm probably going to work on smithing. If I can get 70 smithing, I could probably get 70 smithing very quickly. That's like a few days of Warbands. That's like 5 days, I would guess, because he said you get 300 XP, 300k XP a day on skills that are 90 or above. And since I'm only almost level 60 in this, I would probably be getting quite a bit less. But if I still get at least 100k a day, that's 5 days, and I already have 70 smithing. With 70 smithing, I could finally forge my royal crossbow and maybe have more than 50 mil while still having ascensions. But these ascensions are going up. They're like a 205 again or something, and I bought them for 191, so that is another great 30 mil profit right there just on using them. But I'm not planning on selling them, at least for the moment, because I still have my QBD task. Have a few more kills, 34. And once I sell those and get 70 smithing, I will actually have a lot of money to maybe flip or maybe even keep them, because after this QBD task, and maybe if I go bossing a little bit more, I have a ton of money in this loot tab, so I can sell that and actually have some money to work with. So one last thing I wanted to talk about in this kind of shorter video is the War Priest armor. So I had heard about this armor, and I actually have a full set of Armadil and a few pieces of the Bandos. So I heard about this a while back when I very first got my Armadil pieces from Aviances when I first came back to RuneScape, because I didn't actually get them in the world events because I was not playing when they came out. So I looked them up, and it turns out that they give you some adrenaline back, or they reduce the cooldown, I think it is, on threshold abilities with over a 30-second cooldown. So I was like, okay, I guess that's kind of cool, but since they're hybrid armor and they have worse stats than my Armadil already does, or my Bandos, I'm not really going to use them very much, you know? So I was planning on just keeping them in the bank, you know, kind of a novelty item. But then I kept hearing about people saying how the War Priest armor is so overpowered and they need a nerf or something like that. And I was thinking how that's kind of weird, because it seems like saving 10 seconds on a cooldown of an ability over 30 seconds, which isn't that many abilities, would not be that overpowered. But turns out they're talking about the Saradomin and Zamorak War Priest armor, which is actually quite a bit overpowered. But I was only using the Armadil, and turns out the Armadil and Bandos do the same thing, and the Zamorak and Saradomin do the same thing. And what the Saradomin and Zamorak War Priest armor does is it gives you a chance to reduce damage on attacks. I'm not too sure how it works, but I've seen things where people tank extreme amounts of damage with the armor, and it's a hybrid level 75 armor, so it's not even that bad. Here I have this picture. This guy gets his damage reduced by 25,000 when he got greened at KK. So that sounds like it would be pretty amazing. So if I do want to get that, I think I'm going to maybe try out Saradomin or Zamorak God Wars Dungeon. I'll see if there's anyone, this guy right here, maybe even he said anyone want a boss. I'll see if anyone in this clan really wants to go try out a boss or anything. Maybe I could tag along on someone's trip, but that sounds like a great idea if I could get that armor. So I'm not going to talk about anything else today. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.